We're studying IGCSE physics and we're starting mensuration 1. In this chapter, we're going to do everything all about, let's say, the syllabus tells us that we need to know about measurements, shapes, volume. Let's start with area first, and then we have volume as well. What else do you have? You have that's it: shapes, volume, area, measurement. That's the big thing in this mensuration chapter. Now the thing is, this is a very big part of your exam. If you're bad at this chapter, you're failing the exam. I can tell you that. If you're bad at this chapter, so it's very important that we spend a lot of time on this and try our best to be good at this chapter. How can we do that? Practice lots of questions, submit assignments on time. Now, let's start. Can you see the book, all of you?
Yes.
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 Yes. Let's start with Najla. Read from here. The common
units of length are kilometers, meters, centimeter, and millimeter. The common unit for mass are ton, kilogram, gram, and milligram. And the common unit of capacity is liter and milliliter.
Now, okay. Now, this is how it works. We have length, then we have mass, we have capacity. We need to know all of these. Kilometer is always for length, millimeter, centimeter, meter is for length. Gram is always for what? For mass. And capacity is always in liters. Now, what does centi, milli, kilo, all of this mean? And let's do that once actually. Fine, let's do that. Now the first thing we're looking at is measurement. Or measurement. That's what we're doing, fine. But we're actually doing units of measurement. That's what we're looking at. Units of measurement. Now there are a few of these. There's km or meters. Let's say length. Let's start with length first. Now the SI unit is meter. Okay, always. SI is basically the standard international. S for stands for standard, I for international. It's also in French. So standard international unit is meter. Fine. How can I use this in my measurements, right? So we have a few things, especially we have meter, then we have, just a second, we have kilometer, we have that's it, and we have centimeter and millimeter. Now centi C always means 1 into 10 raised power minus 3 meters, 1 into 10 raised power minus 6 meters, and this is 1 meter. That's it. That's 1 meter. Well, 1 meter is equal to 1 meter, right? And 1 km is 1000 meters. So how can I convert? I want you to write this in your notebook first. All of this. It may look more advanced or more complicated, but you have to write it. We look at a simpler way. Let's start with how do we go from, let's say, meter to centimeter. If I want to go from meter to centimeter, I have to multiply with 100. But if I want to go from centimeter to meter, I have to divide with 100. Or below this, also write this first. Meter is equal to 100 centimeter. And meter is equal to?
Sir, the teacher have given us formulas that we're going to use throughout the entire chapter for both perimeter area and volume and for measurements. But what she gave us is not the same way as yours.
Yes.
No, actually the formulas. We haven't started that yet, all right? We look at shapes and area and everything. This is for only for conversion. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah,
We're
I know
converting.
it's
Yeah.
for conversion, but she still didn't write it the same way as yours.
Okay, so tell me, how did she write? Show it to me. We can compare it, right? I can also explain that to you. So write this in your notebook as well. Send me a picture of what you've written in school, and tell me when you're done. Now these things, the top one should be there, okay, and the bottom one should also be there in your notebook. Or you know what? Let's remove this from here. Keep this only to make things simple for you. Now the first one which I gave you will be used in physics. So you have to be clear with that. Perhaps we'll go into physics. All right, you're doing the same thing, right? So meter is 1 meter is 1,000 millimeter, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meter, and 1 meter is 100 centimeter. So that's the same thing right here, all right? Now, so if you have written this already, who has written this already in your notebook? Tell me.
Me,
Whom of you?
me,
Me too.
me, Diana,
Okay.
Mawadda, Sumaya, and I think Khadija. Or maybe Khadija was absent because she
I have a
was.
All right.
screenshot.
Now, just okay. Then Lula, share this in your. We're doing the
And
same exact thing,
also
right?
another thing, this, I
Yes.
think we're also going to use it.
Tell me.
Just
Now,
take a look at it. I have sent it already.
just a second. Now, focus on class. Let's get over this done. Now, we have this. That's for length. All right. There's another one for okay. Capacity, and we have for mass. Now, one thing I need you to realize here, okay, that kilo itself means 1,000. The word kilo itself, K means 1,000, all right, and centi means 100, milli means 1,000. So we have to understand that. We won't write all of these again, but I want to give you a proper rule for this, something you can use generally. Now, but before you do that, please write the same thing here first. You have meter is equal to 1,000 ml. Write this as well, that 1 cm cube is equal to 1 ml. Or just a second. This is for capacity. Write this quickly. Tell me when you're done. And the next thing we have is, Rani, are you writing?
Yes.
The next thing we have is for mass. I think the thing is, I can give you the list of all the units, but the problem is you have to understand how we're using it. I think that there's a lack of that. You have everything in your notebook, but you don't understand how to use it. Then that's kind of useless. So first write this and we'll look at that in a second. Now these are the ones which you are going to use in your exam specifically. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Have you written this? Tell me when you're done. Quick. Finished? Done, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
done, sir.
Luna, all right. Okay, we have this is what we're needing, yeah. Now, the way I gave you, we'll do that in physics class, perhaps chapter 1. That's chapter 1 for physics class. But let's just focus on the main stuff here now. This is what you'll be asked in the exam. Fine. Now, one thing you need to understand is that kilo always means 1,000. Also, let's just give, let's go over here. Rule. Kilo always means 1,000. Milli always means okay. Now write this as well, quick. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Now we look at conversion. So whenever you think about milli, the word thousand should come in your mind. Whenever you think about kilo, this should come in your mind. Centi, this should come in your mind. Okay, it could be milliseconds, milligram, milliliters, meter, all of these. Gram, meter, liter, second, all of those, this should come in your mind. Now, how can we convert conversion of units? Look, now, okay, if I go from smaller, okay, to bigger, let's just say small to big, then you have to multiply. Sorry, no, small to big, you have to divide. And when you go big to small, you have to multiply. Make this in your notebook, tell me when you're done. Now we look at examples. All right, have you finished writing this? Diana, Najla, Sumaya?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, Diana, why is Rana absent?
Sir, I don't think she's feeling well.
Okay. Please bring her with you always. And also, I think, ask her if she's received the timetable. I don't think she has gotten the timetable. So I'll share the team will share a timetable with you, Diana. Send it to her as well. We'll also send it to her directly. But whenever you join, all of you, please bring your friends along. Make sure that everyone is coming. Everyone knows the class is happening, right? Now, everyone should have their own timetable. But for the meanwhile, everyone should join and make sure that everyone is coming with you. Now, this is here. Everyone has finished, right? Now, my job is to go from km to meter. Okay? Km to meter. What is the K over here? What does that mean? K means
Kilo.
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 And what do we need to think about kilo? What should come to our mind?
1,000.
1,000. Okay. Now they're asking us to go from km. How much? 1 km to meter, right? Can you tell me which is smaller, meter or km?
Meter.
Meter.
Meter is smaller. Okay. If meter is smaller, it's if I keep it like this, doesn't make a difference. Meter is smaller. Fine. Now, if I have to go from small to big, do I multiply or do I divide?
Multiply.
Multiply.
Small to big.
It's divide.
Divide. check the thing in, put we've written it here. So small to big is always divide. So meter to km, they will divide by 1000. Is that clear? Because 1 km is equal to 1000 meter. You have done this in over here already. 1 km is 1000 meter. So when you're going, when you know the rule already, and now you have to convert. When you go from small to big, you divide by 1000. Okay, but are we going from small to big? They're asking us to go from kilometer to meter. So they're asking us to do this thing actually, kilometer to meter. That's big to small. What do I do if I go big to small?
Multiply.
Multiply.
Divide. No, big to small.
Big to small, yeah.
Multiply. Multiply.
Multiply. Look, big to small. I'm going like this. So I multiply. So all I have to do is multiply with 1000. It will always work like this. Now, since they're asking us to go from km, 1 km is equals to how much meter? So I'll multiply with 1000. So 1 into 1000 meter, and I get that 1 km is 1000 meter. Any questions?
No.
No. So
No.
all you have to do is write this part in your notebook as conversion of units, example number 1, and we'll continue with another example. Write this as well, km. You need to memorize these, by the way, obviously. But how can I use them to convert? That was the big question. So to use it, you need to understand which is smaller or bigger. Now, if I give you another one, let's say I have, I want to convert 1 liter, or let's say 60 liter to milliliter. Now, first tell me the rule. How much how much ml is 1 liter?
1000.
1000 ml. Okay, and I'm going from 60 liter, I'm going from liter to millimeter, right? So should I multiply or divide? First tell me which is bigger, liter or ml?
Liter.
Liter.
So if I'm going from big to small, what do I do?
Multiply.
Multiply with what? 1000. So all I have to do is 60 liter is equals to 60 into 1000. Whatever I have here, I'll multiply that with 1000. So 60 into 1000 ml. I hope that's clear. Any questions?
No, sir.
So now go back over here and I add a few more things. In km, in length, add one more, which is 1 cm is equals to 10 mm. Write that. Finished? Now the question I'm asking you is, the next example. We have to go from, let's say, 1 km or 1 meter or 10 meter to kilometer. How do I do this?
Can I answer?
So 1 meter to kilometer.
Yeah,
We
meter to
divide.
kilometer.
Yeah, we divide.
Divide. So it's small to big. Meter is smaller, and that's bigger. So whenever you go small to big, you might divide by how much. So the rule should be here then. 1 km is equals to how much? 1000 meter.
1000 meters.
So we divide by 1000, and the answer should be 10 m is 10 divided by 1000 meter. Fine.
Yeah.
10 divide. I can also write it like this, right? Meters. Okay. Now, if I ask you, let's say, another question, example 4 is I have to go from 1 milligram, or let's say 16 milligram to kilogram. How do I solve this? Rania, work with me. The others, I need the answer in the chat.
So you're going to divide.
Divide, okay. By how much? First, give me the rules here. What are the rules?
Hmm.
Tell me, what are the rules for this? Like, I mean, the ratio of milligram to some other constant.
So like 1,000 milligrams, that gives you like 1 gram.
Okay, so 1 gram gives you 1,000 milligrams. Okay, then that tells us about milligram. What about the kilogram?
I don't know.
So 1 kg, you have to tell me. It's okay. It's okay. You just tell me and I'll help you, right? We're in this together. Now 1 kg is going to give me 1,000 grams. Okay, that is all I know. So whatever rule I know which has kg in it, I'll just put it here. All right, class. I don't know what mg is. I don't know what how I can relate this guy to this guy. That's fine. But whatever I know for kg, I'll put it here. Whatever I know for mg, I'll put it here. And chances are you'll only have one rule for all of these. Now, okay, that's the case.
So there isn't a rule for like mg to kilograms?
Yes, that would be stupid. You can have the rule. I can tell you that 1 kg is 1 million milligrams. But are you going to memorize this? I don't want you to memorize this, right? Then on the other hand, I could also tell you 1 kg is 1 billion micrograms. So there has to be a different way than memorizing it for everything, right? Not like this. I think she's given you for all of these. But instead of memorizing a big list of rules, let's memorize only the basics and let's understand how we solve the question, the logic behind it, fine? Okay. So we have the rule here, 1 kg is 1,000 grams. Can I convert this milligrams to grams first?
Yeah.
Can I convert? So we'll do that first. We'll have a two-step process. So 1 milligram. Everyone focus on the class. Mavada, your answer is wrong. Lula, was that Lula? You've gotten the correct answer. You multiply it with 1,000. 10 is to minus 6. That's amazing. Correct answer. Okay. Fine. Some people have gotten the correct answer, the others have not. So now pens down, focus on the class. Now there's a two-step process in these cases. So first we'll go from milligram to gram. So milligram to gram. I'm going from small to big or big to small?
Small to big.
Small to big, yeah.
Should I divide or multiply?
Divide.
Divide by what? 1,000?
Divide by 1,000, yeah.
And the answer will be 16 mg is 16 over 1,000 grams. Fine. Okay. Now I'll just leave it as a fraction. I don't have to put the decimal here. Next step. Can I say 16 by 1,000? Now I have to convert grams into kilogram. You can do that, right? I think that's not difficult. Again, am I going small to big or big to small?
Small to big.
Small to big.
Small to big. So small to big is always divide. Now by how much? Look at the rule then. It's 1,000. So divide by 1,000 again. So the answer will be 16 by 10,000 gram is equals to 16 by 1,000 divided by 1,000 kg. How can I simplify this further?
The thousands get
Cut the
cancelled.
1,000 together.
Yeah, cut the thousands, the zeros.
Cut the 1,000 and I get 16 kg. 16 gram is equal to 16 kg. No, that's wrong. Look, we don't cut it. Why? Because it must be being multiplied to cut it, and it must be a fraction. Let's convert this part into a fraction, okay? 16 by 1,000, how can I convert this into fraction? How can I write 1,000 as a fraction? Tell me.
1000 by 1.
1000 by 1. Good job. So if I write this as divided by 1000 by 1, okay. Now you need to realize one thing. If something is being divided in the fraction, is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal.
Yeah.
Dividing fraction, write this in your notebook, is same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Rania, what is reciprocal?
Reciprocal when you put the denominator as a numerator and the numerator as a denominator and like multiply instead of divide.
Yes.
So just
Flip it up.
switching. Yeah.
Right? Flip it up, flip things up, change things around here, and get up. Now this is what I have, right? Now can you solve this? What will I get? Let's multiply top with top, bottom with bottom. 16 into 1 is 16, right? What is 1000 into 1000? What is the answer? 1000 into 1000. Just add these zeros. We have
1
3 0 here,
million.
3 0. 1 million. With 6 zeros, right? The 0 0. 3 zeros here, 3 zeros here. So when we multiply, it becomes 6 zeros. Okay, now I could have just given you the formulas and be done with it, but we're actually focusing on some main problems you can have in the exam. When you're multiplying, you'll face these problems. How will you divide with a fraction? You'll say, you'll cut this off and you'll say, okay, it's 16 kg. That's the answer. That's wrong. So whenever you see division happening, convert the thing into a fraction, then multiply it by its reciprocal. That should be happening under 2 seconds. Now that's done. Can I get the answer now in decimals? Sumaya and Khadija, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Louder.
After we
guys.
divide them, we get 1 by 62500.
No,
No.
I got 1.6.
we get 0.
Let's do it.
I
Okay.
got
Or
Can you see the calculator?
0.00016.
Guys, come on. Okay, gals, actually. Can you see the calculator
yes.
Yes.
on the board? We have 16 here. Divide this with 1000. Not 1000, a million. $1 million divided by a million. And when I divide it, I will use the SD. Okay, that's the decimal. I want to go to decimal. So when I click this, I'll get this answer. Now, how do I need the answer in decimal? I don't need this guy or this guy. So how can I do that? So I'll go to setup. I'll go to norm. I'll click 2. And if I do this now, I get this answer. The answer is
Yeah, I got this answer.
0.00.
Then we go where?
Okay, you press shift, then setup. Shift setup, then 8, then 2. Okay, now this is the milligram, not kg. Yeah, what are we doing? We're converting into kg. Yeah, so the answer should be in kg. Kg. Okay, so we got the answer. So you do realize now that this guy was not the correct answer, which you gave me earlier, right? Most of the people gave me this answer, which is completely wrong. The correct answer is this. Now you ready to try a question on your own?
Which one is the correct answer? The 1 by 62?
This one. No, not that one. This one. Look at the calculator. That's the correct answer.
Okay.
Sir, can you show us the question so we can write it?
Okay, you can also write. Yeah, write this in your notebook first. Yeah, this is the question. Example 4. Rania, Khadija, Sumaya, everyone finish writing. And tell me when you're done. We'll do
Okay,
question.
if I don't
Yes,
do
sir.
all that you have done, like the question that you just gave us, I multiplied 16 into 10 minus 6 because the one that we wrote before, millimeter into meter to convert,
Yes. Yes.
I have used that only.
Yeah,
It
you
was 1
use that,
into 10
right?
minus 6. It was 1
Okay.
into minus 6 power minus 6. Instead of 1, I added 16.
Yeah. So you think, do you think that's easier? Or that's quicker?
Yeah, personally, I think because you already have the formula, just add the given number.
Yeah, yeah. That is what I was giving in the beginning. But I think you guys, I thought you guys were finding it difficult. So I gave it like your teacher.
No, it's
So
actually easier than all of the steps here.
yeah, but the problem is you have to understand the steps, Lura. There's no shortcut in life. Okay. We have to understand. I was giving you both the methods, but if you want, okay, I'll give that method as well because that's what I use in my exams, right? So we'll look at that afterwards. Now finish writing this first, the whole thing properly. Don't write it as how I've written it. Write it with good handwriting, with perfect handwriting. Perhaps my handwriting is not the best on the whiteboard, especially. So use good handwriting. Finish it. Tell me when you're done. There's a two-step process. After you're done, if you're done, I want you to solve this question. Example number 5, which is you have to go from 12 gram to ton. That's the next question. Now there's only one method I need you to remember from all of this, which is smaller to bigger is divide and bigger to smaller is multiply. You have to memorize that by heart. Smaller to bigger, divide, bigger to smaller, multiply. Because the most common mistake a lot of people make is if I ask them what is 10 gram, or let's say if I ask them what is 1 kg, let's say 10 kg in grams. So they'll say 10 into 1000 grams, which is 10,000 grams. That's correct. That's the correct answer. But if I ask them what is 1 gram in kg, they do the same thing again. Or 10 gram in kg, they do the same thing. And that's wrong. 10 gram is not 10,000 kg. This is wrong. So you don't multiply always. You don't divide always. So when we go from bigger to smaller, we multiply, smaller to bigger, divide. Rania, have you finished writing?
Yes, sir.
Have you finished solving example 5?
Not yet.
Solve it. The rest of you now, Khadija, can you hear me? She's not here. Where's Khadija? Did we have Khadija in class?
Yeah, she was there.
Was there? Okay.
I don't
I
know
think
if she's the same person we study with.
Yes, Diana? Say that again.
I said I'm not sure if she's the same Khadija in our class.
Okay.
No, she is, I'm sure.
Yeah, she is.
Sir, I got the answer.
Got the answer. Send it in the chat.
Sir, should I just take a picture and send it to you on WhatsApp?
That's much better.
Okay.
Rania, what's your progress?
I really don't know.
You really don't know. Okay. Then, well, it's fine to really don't know stuff in life because that's what's going to happen mostly. This is IGCSE. What will happen if you go to class 11 or class 12 or university or even after university, right? So that's totally fine. But we will learn. Let's start with the question, which is example 5. Whoever is not able to solve it, pay attention and work with me. We have 12 gram into ton. I gave the rules to you. I think everyone said we've written it. Yes, sir. Right? So let's solve it. The first thing I need is a rule for gram. Any rule for gram? Tell me.
1 gram equals
1 gram
1000 mg.
equals 2000 mg.
1000 mg. Okay. Okay. Give me a rule for ton.
A ton.
1 ton equals
Like
to
tanks
1
a
ton
ton.
equals 2000 kg.
All right. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg. This is the tanks a ton. Okay. So 1 ton is equals to 1000 kg. Okay, that's what we have. But the thing is, this is kg and this is mg. We don't have anything common. Do I have any rule of gram which also has kg in it? Any rule for gram which has kg in it? Can I directly say that 1
Yeah,
kg?
there is 1
1
kg
gram,
equals to 1000 gram.
1000 gram.
1 gram, yeah, 1000 kg. No, I mean the
No.
opposite.
Opposite,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Right? Okay. That's how we have. Rania, do you understand? We have this rule now. So first thing is, I'll convert gram to kg. So small to big, do I multiply or divide?
Divide.
Divide by 1000. So now I'll just simplify this. I'll write 12 gram is equals to 12 divided by 1000. And again, I'm going to, okay, divided by 1000. So that's 12 kg. The next thing is 12 kg is equals to, or 12 by 1000 kg is equals to 12 by 1000. The 1000 into 1000. Done. That's my answer. Any questions?
No, sir.
Now, how did I get this, Rania? Do you understand?
So how did you get this?
How did I get this? So if I remove this for a second, if I just say 12,000, this is what I had. I divide this again with 1000. That's my ton. And I know that 12,000 is same as 1 over 1000. Dividing by 1000 is same as multiplying 1 over 1000. And if I multiply the bottom, what do I get? 12 over 1000 into 1000?
1 million.
1 million ton. So if you're dividing something again, you can directly write it in the denominator. So, or you can say, or in the first step, you can directly say 12 by 1000. And again, you're dividing by 1000. So in the denominator, you put 1 more 1000 ton. In the denominator, you have to put another 1000. That's it. And that's your answer. Let's go with it one more time. I converted kg to gram to kilogram. Then I went gram, so gram to kilogram, then kilogram to ton. Both the time I'm dividing by 1000. I can also do this part actually. Can I directly do the whole thing in one step? Can I say 12 divided by 12,000 divided by 1000 twice? Because I'm going from kg to gram to kg, then kg to ton, and I'm dividing by 1000
Or we
twice.
can say
Or we can say 12.
1 into 10 power minus 6.
Yes, you can. Just a second, Luna. Let's be patient. Now this is what I have. So I can directly divide twice by 1000. Okay. So first divide 12 by 1000 once, then divide it again with 1000. Or I can say 12 into 1 over 1000, right? Into 1 over 1000, same thing. writing divide 1000 is the same as multiplying with 1 over 1000, right? I hope that's clear. Anyone who has a question with this step, going from here to here,
No.
dividing with some number is the same as multiplying with the reciprocal of that number. Okay. Now, if I open the
Sir,
brackets,
I did the question in another way. Can I send you and
yeah, send me a
you can check?
picture.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll get this part, which will also give me, multiply all these numbers together. 12 into 1 into 1 is 12 over 1000, 1000 into 1000. That's what I get as the answer in turn. So I'm dividing twice by 1000. So all I want you to do directly, whenever you're dividing something, write it like this: 12 divided by 1000, and I'm dividing again with 1000, so I'll divide again with 1000, and that's my answer in one step. I don't have to do all the other stuff. If I know I'm dividing by 1000 again, I'll have 2000 in the denominator. Let's try a question like this. What about, let's say, 1 or 5 kg to mg? How do I solve it? Give me the rules quick.
If 1 gram
1 kg
1
equals
kg is equals
1000
to 1000.
mg,
equals 1000 mg.
These are the rules I have. Now, I need Sumaya to work with me. Come on. Now, this is what I have right now. Okay, and I want to go from kg to gram first. So I'll go from kg to gram first. So 1 kg is how much gram?
1000.
Okay, now we have 5. So 5 kg is how much gram? 5. We're going from big to small or small to big? Are we going big to small or small to big?
Big to small.
Sumaya,
Yes.
what is bigger? Kg is bigger or gram? Arya?
Kg.
Kg. So I'm going big to small, so I have to multiply, right?
Yes.
Multiply with 1000. And if I go opposite, I divide. Fine.
Yeah.
So all I can do is 5 into 1000 gram. And next I'll do is, so this will give me 5000 gram. Now I want to convert gram into milligram. So what will I do? 5000 into how much?
5000 gram into 1000.
1000. This will give me as the answer as 5 million grams, 5 million milligrams. Any questions? Anyone?
No.
no.
Now, yes. Najla, is this your answer?
Yes, sir.
That's correct. Good job, right? So we go gram to kg, divide by 1000, then kg to ton, divide by 1000. That's perfect. Right? Now, but the thing is, you just need to understand what's happening. Okay? That's all you need to do. Understand what's happening. You can solve it.
So if I
Now,
solve
the
like
next,
this in the exam, is it correct?
obviously, yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Now, okay, we're now looking at something else. We have done length so far, and mass capacity, that's done. Now we're looking at area, or units of area. Now, does anyone have a question in any of this so far?
No.
No.
The units of area. Now look, units of area are, first thing first, we'll have 1 km squared. We have everything as squared. So we have meter squared, we have km squared, we have cm squared. These are all units of area. Is that clear?
Yeah.
That's it. Now write this in your notebook. That's what I have. Let's put it right here. Now we need to realize a few things. I'll give the rules for you here. First, 1 km is, okay, how many km is, let's say, how many meters is 1 km? Hurry up, Rania.
1,000.
1,000 meter. Okay. If I square both sides, what am I doing? I am, say it, I am squaring both sides. What am I doing?
Squaring the both sides.
Okay. What is 1 square? Let's look at the calculator. What is 1 square? Tell me answer.
1.
What is it? I don't like the silence. It's a easy
1.
answer. 1 always. What is the meaning of square? Square is multiplying by itself. So 1 into 1 is 1, right? Multiply by itself. How many times? 2 times, because that's the power. If I had cube, I'll multiply 3 times. But I had square. Now 1 into 1 is 1. And what is 1,000 square? 1,000 into 1,000, right?
10,000.
What is 1,000 into 1,000? No, not 10,000. No.
1
How many
million.
zeros do I have?
1 million.
How many zeros do I have here in the first one?
Yes, 3.
3 and 3. So the answer will be 6 zeros. Meter square. So 1 km square is equal to 1 million meter square. But do you understand how we got this now? All I did was I squared both sides. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So I get this final answer. Now in your notebook, all you have to write is this one. Not this one, actually, you have to write the whole thing. But you don't have to write this step. Or yep. Rani, any questions? Navadda, any questions? Najla?
No, sir.
All you're doing is squaring both the sides. Now I can use my calculator to square as well. 1,000 squared. How much is it? 1 million. That's the answer. Now that's the same thing for cm. If I asked you, we'll also have mm square, by the way, millimeter square. Okay. I'm going to ask you, how many, let's say, centimeter is 1 meter square? How many centimeter square is 1 meter square? How can I solve this?
Centimeter cube.
Centimeter, no, not cubed. I have squares, both sides. So first I'll look at the rule for the normal people. What is 1 meter into cm? How many cm is 1 meter?
Okay. It's
So
100 into 100.
So this should be 100 into 100. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is 100 square basically. Which is how much? So 2 zeros, you're squaring it 100 into 100, you get 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 cm. I hope that makes sense. Now you don't have to memorize any of the area, right? Do you? You have to memorize any of these, or can you find them yourself in the exam? Dula, Rania, any questions?
No.
Rania?
No.
Okay. Now you don't have to write this. All you have to write is let's write the basic ones, right? 1 meter square is equals to 1000 cm square, and 1 cm square is, now how can I find this? Mm square. Tell me.
10.
Well, is it
10 into
100.
100?
10.
10.
10 into
Okay, so who chooses? I have two options here, A and B. whoever has the answer as A, 10 over here, or 100. So first, the ones with option A, say yes.
Like 100 as the final answer and 10 as the
What is
final
the
answer.
yeah, the final answer.
100.
100 B.
Who is choosing option A?
B.
Just say yes for option A. Or I'm trying too hard. Okay, no one's choosing. Everyone is intelligent. I see. Okay, that's good. Now, even if you make a mistake, you're not. It's not like you're not intelligent. It is just that you have to understand it one more time. Okay, so first we'll see 1 cm is how much mm? 10. Right? So this will be 10 squared. How much is 10 squared?
100.
100 is the answer.
100.
So that's it. So please don't memorize these. That's a waste of time. Don't say 1 km square is 1 million, 1 meter square is 10,000 centimeters. That will take you so much time. So just memorize the basic rules and apply them. Fine. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-step process. Okay. Now write the whole thing in your notebook. If you have, tell me. Have you finished writing?
Yes,
Who's still writing?
Yes.
The last thing we have is units of volume. Okay. How does this work? Well, units of volume are capacity, right? We had liter. We had ml. Remember? Volume. Capacity basically means volume. Please go backwards and over here change a few things. Instead of capacity, write volume. Or just put in bracket volume. Okay. Now I've given you 2 rules to memorize. 1 liter is 1000 ml. 1 ml is 1 cm cube. This one is important. The second one. That is the biggest mistake students make, especially the last year's batch. Fine. Let's go back there. Now I have volume liter ml. What if I tell you I also have km cube as a volume? So I want you to remove all of these for a second. Write liter ml, then write meter cube, cm cube, km cube. All of these are for volume. Everything with cube. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now also we can also have mm cube. We can have micrometer cube. We can have nanometer cube, right? You don't have these, but this is in your physics. This is in physics. I'm telling you, these micrometer, nanometer are there in physics. You have to do this later, perhaps. Now, right now, we just have to understand how this works. We know that 1 liter is 1000 ml. I'm not going to do that again. That's fine. There's another one though. If I ask you how many, let's say cm, but how many meters is 1 km cube? How many meter cube is 1 km cube?
1 million.
No,
Wait.
that's wrong.
Cube
First
to
tell
meter
me.
cube.
Yeah, kilometer cube to meter cube. First tell me how many meter is 1 km, Rania?
1000.
1000. All I have to do is 1000 cube. Do you understand? 1000 cubed. Any questions?
It will be 1 with 9 0.
9 zeros, right?
Which is billion.
Yeah.
Which is a billion. Right? And all of you should become billionaires someday. Right? So that's the money you're hoping for. 9 zeros. Okay. Just remove this for a second. I hope the concept is clear. Any questions?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No.
I don't have to explain
No.
this to you. What is in CM cube? I need the answer in the chat, and I don't need the answer in those lots of numbers. I just need the answer as this: something cubed in the chat. First one to answer gets 2 points, obviously. Anyone with the incorrect answer gets no points. I need the answer in terms of cube. What are you cubing?
Are you
I haven't
asking
gotten
me?
the answer. No, not Najla. I'm asking everyone. So what are you cubing to get the answer? Rania, Sumaya, give the answer.
100.
100,000. I don't need the answer. Don't say it. Just write it in the chat. Okay. So what are we doing? We're basically 100 cubed. This couldn't be easier. It's like child's play now, right? What is this? This isn't IGCSE anymore. So I think that's easy for you. Any questions?
No.
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 No. So I'm not going to do more the other ones, but we'll have a few more. Just a second. Let's write it as the not so nice format. I really don't want you to memorize this, okay? Just know how you get it. 100, 100, 0, 0. Okay. The next thing is, what about, let's say, 1 liter in cm cube? How will you do it?
In the chat or
No, say it to me. 1 liter in cm cube. Say it. So in the chat as well. You can say it or give the answer in chat. I need the answer in the chat as well.
We can get the 1 liter, we can
It's a,
convert it
it's
to
a,
milliliters, and then from millimeters we can get centimeter square.
Cube, not
Cube,
square. Cube.
cube. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you're telling me there's again a double step process? What the heck? Why can't we just make it simpler? Well, if you know
it's,
that 1 ml is 1 cm cube, okay, that's what I have. I can directly say that 1 liter is 1000 cm cube. Is that clear?
Yes.
So imagine cm cube as ml. Okay, they're exactly the same thing. Ml, the definition of ml by itself is cm cube. That is the meaning of ml. Okay, so write this in your notebook, all of you. I just have one question for you. This is the difficult one. The question is example number 7, which is 1 liter into meter, let's say, 1 liter into or let's say meter cube. That's it.
can I say the answer?
In the chart. Quite a answer. No, okay. Someone's answer is wrong. Someone's answer is correct. We are not sure whose. Now, Rania, I haven't gotten your answer. Sumaya, still. Mawadda. Najla, your answer is correct, by the way.
Okay.
This is the last thing we're doing, and the class is over here. We finished chapter number 20, I think, and we're starting the next chapter in the next class. 26 is done. Which chapter is done? This is, I think,
Is my answer
26.
correct?
Lula, no. That's not correct. Mawadda, no. The answer is wrong. 1 liter is equals to how much meter cube? Let's try doing it, actually. Okay. Let's first go to liter to
Sir, is mine correct?
cm cube. Yes, Diana. Your answer is correct. Now, Rania, I haven't gotten your answer. Do you want to work together?
Yeah, I couldn't solve it.
Okay, it's fine. Well, the only thing is, if you can't do it, then we can improve it. If someone, let's say, is not understanding something and she's not telling me either, then that is a big problem, because if I don't know that you don't understand, that I can't really help you at all. Now we have this. First, let's go from liter to cm cube and then to meter cube. Right?
Yeah.
So liter is how many cm cube? Is this first? Is it small to big or big to small?
Big to
Big to
small.
small.
Multiply with how much? As per the rule, I multiply with
1,000.
1,000. Okay. Now from here to here, is it big to small or small to big?
Big to small.
Small to big.
Big to small.
Big to small or small to big?
Small to big.
Small to big. Actually, no. Najla, your answer is wrong. Diana, your answer is, everyone's answer is wrong for this question. Okay. So small to big. So divide with 1,000, right?
Yeah. Divided
Yeah.
by
Okay.
100.
So 1 into 1,000. Okay. No, actually, no. Wait, no. Why divide with 100? I'm so sorry. I just write whatever you guys tell me. That has been happening so many times. Okay. So cm cube. Okay. How many cm is 1 meter?
100.
100. So what are we going to divide with? Well, how many meter cube is 1 cm? How many cm cube is 1 meter cube? 100 cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I divide with 100 cube. Okay. Or I divide with, what is 100 cube? Let's just write it here. ml. M is 1 meter cube is 1 million cm cube. So we divide with 1 million. And the answer should be how much? 1 liter is then, let's see, 1 times 1,000. We multiply with 1,000 first. Okay. And what do we do after that? We
Divide by 1,000.
No, divide with how much?
1 million.
1 million, which was 100 cube. Because basically 1 meter cube is 100 cube centimeter. So we divide with 1 million. And that will give us the answer as, tell me, how much? So 1 into 1,000. Can I write this as 1 over 1 million? Yeah. Can I do this,
Yeah.
Rania? Now, is this
Yes.
are these people being multiplied or divided? This guy and this, all of them multiplied. So can I cancel these zeros now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll cancel these 3 zeros and I'll cancel these 3 zeros. What am I left with? Final answer, 1 over 1,000, which is 0.001 meter cube. Let's see who gave this answer. Wait, oh, okay. Lula gave the correct answer then. Perfect. Good job. So I think do you understand now what's happening here?
Yes.
It's not always going to be
Yeah.
the same thing. Sometimes you'll multiply first and divide afterwards. So just this could have been, instead of 1 liter, it could have been 10 liters. So all you'll do is 10 into 1000, then divide 1000, then simplify it to get the answer here. I'm not using the calculator at all. You can directly use the calculator on the first step, which I would not like at all, to simplify it. Now I think that's it. They will only ask you these things in the exam. They will ask you liter to cm cube, liter to meter cubes. Okay. They'll ask you km cube to cm cube. So you should know all of these. These are the main rules you need to memorize. Don't memorize them, understand how you get them, right? That's it. Memorize this one. 1 liter is 1000 cm cube because 1 liter is 1 ml is 1 cm cube. Finish. That's it. If you haven't finished writing, please finish writing. And in the next class, we're starting. What are we starting? We're starting perimeter, all of that. So we're starting chapter 27. Perimeter, area, volume, all of that. For shapes. We have different shapes. There are lots of shapes which we'll look at in the next class. That's it. Okay. Now, Rania, can you recap what we did in this class?
We learned how to find the units of volume, the units of length, the units of
okay. Sumaya, what else did we do?
And about capacity, mass, and volume, and SI units,
All right.
units of area.
Units of area. And finally, units of volume as well. Chapter 26 is finished. That's it. So I hope you understood everything you did. I hope you learned something new today. That's all for this class. See you in the next one.